Hi y'all, my name is Krista, and for this past week, I got to stream 4 new game demos from this past week's Steam's NextFest, and I'm here to tell you which 4 games stood out for me. I ranked these games in 3 categories of streamability, playability, and enjoyment. Starting out with my 4th pick is Do No Harm. Do No Harm is a Lovecraftian doctor simulator where you get to diagnose patients by analyzing unsettling symptoms and then treating them using your book of medicine. You get to make moral choices, decide who to save or who to kill, and discover kind of who to trust because everybody always has something up their sleeve. And you get to unlock multiple endings. While I genuinely enjoyed the art and I thought the lore was really cool and planned out, and I'm excited to see what kind of characters come from this game, I'm not a fan of repetitive gameplay, such as I personally never found enjoyment in running my own shop or farming simulator type games, and that's a me issue. So I recognize that I might not be the right audience for this game, but if you enjoy running potion shops with interesting fleshed out side characters and choosing if the town falls into peril or survives, this game, it may be for you. Between fighting off hallucinations and running, albeit a questionable potion shop, this game will definitely keep you second guessing what will happen next. This game will be releasing March 6th on Steam, so it's possibly already out by the time this video goes up. I would say streamability 8 out of 10. Because for me, I'm thinking about myself streaming it, and I know it could probably get repetitive for my audience and for myself included. Playability, I would say 10 out of 10 because there are multiple outcomes, and that could entice the player to keep trying to find different endings. Enjoyment, I would say 5 out of 10 for me. I enjoyed the first couple days. It did feel a little bit too repetitive, but I just think I'm not the right audience for this game. So this game is getting a grand total 6 out of 10 for me. My 3rd pick is Your House. Your House is a narrative puzzle thriller that blurs the line between games, books, reality and fiction, puzzles, and storytelling. I really enjoyed the noir aspects of this game, and I thought the storytelling was unique as the gameplay. I don't like dialogue heavy games where I'm mainly reading the game the entire time, so unfortunately this was another me issue. But I would definitely play this game on my own. Other than that, I enjoyed getting to figure out the different puzzles and the wording, and I'm intrigued to see where the story goes. And this game will be releasing March 25th. Streamability, I would say 6 out of 10. Like I said, very dialogue heavy. Unless you're someone who likes reading out a lot of dialogue. Playability, I would say 7 out of 10. While the demo for me was really short, I got to play one of the chapters. I'm excited to play more and see where this mystery, where this narrative kind of takes off. Enjoyment, I would say 8 out of 10 because I enjoyed the story and I enjoyed the different and dynamic gameplay. Grand total, I would say 8 out of 10 for this one. Now this game ranks 2nd for me. I would put this at 1, but the streamability of this game contains a lot of heavy things, which I will go over. Trigger warning, this game does talk about sexual abuse. This game talks about homophobia, biphobia, and has a lot of heavier themes with this game. Wednesdays is a heavy, mature theme game that depicts awareness about sexual abuse and the difficulty of growing up with said trauma. The hardest part is to not speak up, it's being heard. Part video game, part graphic novel, Wednesdays seeks to raise awareness about child sexual abuse through a surprisingly uplifting story. And I would have to say this is probably one of my favorite demos I've ever played. However, it does discuss some pretty heavy abuse tags, and I did have to skip some content while I was streaming it. I feel like the game developers did a really great job of informing the player while also providing resources to look into. The game is set up like you're taking care of an amusement park, but each ride is connected to a memory. This type of gameplay reminded me of growing up on my dad's computer playing Zoo Tycoon, a nostalgia that Wednesdays has recreated. Once you build the ride, you're then transported to a memory. For the demo, you are able to play through 4 different memories. On stream, we only played 3, but for this video, I did play all of them. The first one being the main protagonist. Timothy is a child and he's spending the afternoon with his grandmother. It starts out watching a soap opera, and it has some crazy scenes that you're able to choose kind of where the dialogue takes off. As the soap opera episode plays out, it cuts to a conversation between the both of them where Timothy wants to hang out with his cousin. His grandma is upset because he doesn't want to spend time with her, but she ultimately lets him go. The memory fades off and it cuts back to the amusement park, and the game says that sometimes memories will come back jumbled. Similar to how trauma affects memories, this game seems to be replicating that in real time. We're then transported to a new memory. This time we are playing Timothy's father, and we are outside of a church because it is Timothy's grandma's funeral. You are playing Timothy's father and you're trying to make conversation with him, but it doesn't really seem to be going anywhere. You try talking about the church, you try talking about the crowd, you even try talking about Timothy just to try to maintain some kind of dialogue. His son eventually breaks down and starts crying, and the dialogue prompts you to hug him. You keep trying to select the option to hug him, but the dialogue prolongs the exchange as the father is unsure of giving him the vulnerability that his son desperately needs in that moment. And right before he makes the decision, his cousin comes up and ends up hugging Timothy instead, and the memory ends there. That's the first instance where you are given the illusion of choice. You can try to pick a dialogue option to further along the plot, but the dialogue and memory are only linear. You're only playing a memory. You can't change the past. The third memory, you're recounting your first time with a girl, and it doesn't go how you wanted to. She is kind of mean, a little brash, and he's kind of a little oblivious and naive when it comes to this conversation naturally after someone loses their virginity. The protagonist ends up confessing his feelings to the girl, asking if she had a good time, and the antagonist is unwilling but answers his questions. It's messy, it's awkward, it's everything a first time experience can be, and I really enjoyed how the scene was laid out with her in one window and him on the other side of the window, seemingly to depict very opposite perspectives on how they viewed that experience. So I thought that was a really nice touch. The fourth and last memory I ended up skipping on stream because of its content warning, but I did play it off stream and include some of the dialogue here in the video. So just a PSA, there is mention of sexual child abuse in the upcoming memory that I am about to talk about. Timothy and his friend Yerem are headed on a trip, and his friend reveals that his uncle passed. Timothy gives his condolences, but Yerem lets him know that he was found on counts of child sexual abuse. They delve into the topic a little bit more, giving enough details but not graphically to get the picture. Yerem and Timothy have a brief debate on the context and what exactly happened, and there are mentions that his uncle had photos of Yerem's younger cousin. Yerem begins to reasonably get upset with Timothy's questioning about how this could have happened and trying to seemingly not maliciously probe Yerem to ask more details. Yerem is like, you don't understand, you don't get it, but it's revealed that Timothy may also have an understanding because a similar thing happened to him. This memory leaves off with the open-ended discussion of Timothy's own abuse, and that is where the demo ends. I really enjoy the story aspect of this game, and I really liked how the developers, for each memory, you're given a basic overview of what the trigger warnings are, but you can also go into a more detailed view where you can look through the dialogue before actually playing at the scene to see if it's something that you would want to play. And you can always skip a memory, which I really find helpful, and it doesn't halt the story or the gameplay at all. You just continue moving on from memory to memory. This game will be releasing March 26th, so at the end of the month. Streamability, I would say 4 out of 10 because this game deals with such heavy themes. So while I do think the story is enriching and tackles a lot of hard subject matter, it may not be good for an audience. Playability, 10 out of 10. I would play this game over and over again. If it's anything like the demo, it's raw, heartbreaking, and sometimes we need to engage in difficult media in order to grow our outlook on difficult subjects. Enjoyment, I would say 10 out of 10. Grand total score for me, 9 out of 10. Now, my number one pick from the NextFest Steam demos I played is called Once Upon a Puppet. If you like games like Little Nightmares, Bramble and the Mountain King, you will love this one. Welcome to Once Upon a Puppet, a 2.5D puzzle platformer that involves within a vibrant world of theater. Take part in a magical tale that combines classic platforming with puppet-inspired gameplay and a captivating story of friendship, self-discovery, and redemption, where the glove Niev, a stagehand exiled to the understage, and wield control over Drev's strings, a puppet magically bound to her as they journey to return to the front stage above. They will retell forgotten stories, uncover shadowy secrets, and learn their fate and interwoven with the kingdom of theater itself. This area I got to play was filled with likable characters, witty banter, and intriguing folklore as I got to learn about Drev and Niev's budding personalities. While my time with the demo platform was short, I could see myself enjoying the game as the Oracle explained the goal and what we had to do, which is essentially remind the king of what he's lost. It easily became a game I got very excited about and can see this being one of my favorites like the similar games I aforementioned. While this game doesn't have a set release date, just a broad 2025, I will be signing up for the newsletter and checking out any and all information I can get my hands on. I think the art is absolutely gorgeous. I think the dialogue is written well, and I do think the gameplay mechanics hold up on their own. This game will be releasing in 2025. Streamability, I would say 10 out of 10. This game looks and feels really fun and would definitely be a great game to stream if you are into platformers and games with extensive lore. Playability, I would say 9 out of 10. My time at the demo was short, but I'm excited for what's to come. Enjoyment, I would say 10 out of 10. I enjoyed the story and the gameplay, so for a grand total score of 10 out of 10. And there you have it. Those are the 4 games I played from Steam's NextFest. If you enjoyed any of the games mentioned, they are linked below. Be sure to check out the demo and maybe add them to your Steam wishlist. You can find me on Twitch Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, 6 p.m. If you like the video, be sure to like and subscribe for more game review content in the future. Bye, everybody.